they pay attention. They pay attention to what the United States of America says and what we do.
And what about the situation with Hugo Chavez and getting involved in this situation somewhat, which is an unusual surprise development and so on, but does that have any meaning to play in all of this?
Well, as you know, he and Gaddafi have a very close relationship. I was very relieved to see him agree to mediate. That pretty well wrapped up any problems that I might have had with the situation. Let me just say that I think that Chavez is a marginal player here, and it's pretty obvious that he's just sort of weighing in with some rhetoric. The people of Libya will decide their future. I'd like to see them have the kind of assistance that would prevent them from being ultimately killed and maybe ultimately massacred from the air, and I don't think it's that difficult for us to do. It's complex. We'd have to take out the air defenses, which are not that strong, by the way, that the Libyans have, and we would have to do some other things. But overall, I think the world's greatest military power ought to be able to handle this situation fairly well.
But it could become a bombing battle, in a sense.
I don't think so. His Air Force is very small and weak. His air defenses are there, but I don't think they would pose a significant challenge. And again, you know, there's always the psychological aspect of war. If I was a Libyan pilot and I was told that if I fly and attack my own people, that the chances are the United States sooner or later will make sure that that doesn't happen again, I think that could have a very ameliorating effect on their desire to carry out Gaddafi's orders.
And if we don't, John, if we don't do the thing that you're talking about the no-arms situation and so on, is it possible that in that situation, although he seems to be having his back to the wall, he's trying to attack the east now and so on, if we don't do something like supporting the no-fly zone, is it possible that Gaddafi could come out of this situation the winner?
I think it's very unlikely. But look, predicting these things and the outcome is a very difficult business, and I'm very reluctant to. I believe in ultimately that the people prevail. I believe that ultimately they have thrown off the shackles of this brutal dictator, and that they will prevail over time. The question is, how long and how many innocent people are going to die before that event happens? And I think that that time frame could be shortened by responding to the requests of the people who are fighting and dying in Libya as we speak to impose a no-fly zone so that they can't be shot at and killed from the air.
It does underline the fact that issues of foreign policy and so on do impinge on the elections in the United States to a tremendous extent, really. Once again, foreign policy is top of the page.
I think so, and I think that we have a wonderful opportunity here to help democracy take place in a part of the world that a lot of us didn't expect it anytime soon. I think that we are seeing social networking such as Facebook do tremendous things, and there's great danger of extremism taking over in many of these countries. But overall, I think that this is a day for us to rejoice with the possibility of democracy emerging in the Maghreb and the entire Arab world.
John, thank you so much for being with us. Your wise words are greatly appreciated. Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.
I look forward to it, David. Thank you.
We'll return to Libya and the refugee crisis in particular in a minute. But first, we turn to another Arab nation facing street protests, Yemen. In the face of continued rallies on the streets of the capital, Sana'a, President Saleh has made a series of offers. First, the president declared that he would not run again in the next election, scheduled for 2013. But protesters reminded him that he said that before in 2005 and then changed his mind. Next, the president offered to establish a unity government. Again, his offer was rebuffed. So what do the protesters want? I'm joined now from Sana'a by a leading protester and activist, the lawyer Khaled Al-Ansi. Mr. Al-Ansi, welcome. Good to have you with us. What is it that you've turned down two offers the president made, but what is it you want to hear the president say? What do you want him to do?
It is a simple wish. We want to resign. Now he spent 33 years in power. It is not a Republican country. He make it a kingdom country. We want him to leave the power. He owned this country and make it under his name and his family name, and make the people in trouble, in war, in conflict. I think we deserve to live a good life like other people, like other countries. He introduced this country as example for terrorism, for extremes, for kidnapping, for corruption, and now for Balatija. We are a good people. We love peaceful, we love democracy, we love freedom, and I don't know why he introduced himself during the last years as a role for the leader who respect human rights, who respect democracy, and when the people ask him to leave the power, to resign, he refused.
So you think he should resign, to resign now, resign soon, not at the end of the year? You think he should resign soon and what, leave the country?
Yeah, we ask him to resign now, not tomorrow, not after 1 hour. If we could to make him resign yesterday, we will ask him to resign yesterday. When we tell him to leave, we mean to leave the power. I am a human rights activist, and I will not ask any Yemeni to leave the country. And also, he has to stay in Yemen because we have the right to trial him, to investigate him about the bad thing that he did during his period in the power.
So what you want to see is the organization, the government that takes over from the president, assuming he goes, you would like it to be a democratic government. Therefore, you'll presumably have to hold elections and so on. And so it may take a little while, a little time, before a new government can be operating.
Yeah, he said the same thing in 2006. He is not from yesterday. He now 33 years in the power. It is a long time. If he can do something, he can do it in the past. Why now he want to continue?
And I read, in fact, that Mr. Al-Ansi, that in fact during a recent protest that security forces actually attacked you with sort of electric shock batons and so on. Have you received that sort of treatment, that sort of violent treatment from the government as well?
I be arrested